avenge the loss of last year's Destination X, and look at this. Oh, discus forearm. Right on target. Went for that brainbuster again, and again it's countered. The reversal. Aries put in the side of the head. Oh, it dropped him right on his head. Here's the brainbuster. Is it going to lead to the pin? Here's two. Yes. Wow.
Your winner, Austin Aries.
Mike, for the second year in a row, Austin Aries has defeated Bobby Roode with the brainbuster suplex square in the middle of the ring.
Second year in a row at Destination X. It's Aries with the victory. Yes, by pinfall. 7 points picked up in the Bound for Glory series. And for Bobby Roode, he remains on the outside looking in.
Yeah, 0-4 is not the way he wanted to start this thing, that's for sure. But what a win for Austin Aries.
Well, you could just sense as we look at Bobby Roode as he rolls out of the ring, you could just sense the level of frustration, this look on Roode's face. I mean, he's 0-4, JB.
He is 0-4. Obviously not pleased with that loss. He's got a snap. Get out of the way, get out of the way.
The hell?
What's up, Holmes? I'm doing good, man. Big match tonight. X Division, you know how it is. Brief at that 5150.
Checking it out. LAX son in the same room. Homicide, big fan, man. Respect. Oh, and you got a big match tonight, right?
I do.
Kill it, man. Kill it. I know you're gonna win, bro.
You good luck, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Supermax, I see you tonight.
See you, bro. See you. Hey, you and I know that I'm probably going to win the X Division Championship, right?
You should.
You're going to win the Bound for Glory series.
Good, all right.
You know what that means? Next year, Destination X, it'll be me versus you for the World Heavyweight Championship. Just think about it, bro.
I like the sound of that, bro. I like the sound of that. That's good. That's good.
Chavo and Hernandez have big plans. Chris Sabin takes a big risk. X Division champ fights for the world title tonight. He challenges Bully Ray.
So apparently, Nux, your no vote pushed Doc over the edge, and he ended up turning in his cut. So, but hey,
so personal.
Hey, things happen. We got bigger fish to fry tonight.
That's what it is.
P's got a big night, right?
He does.
Big night.
He does.
Big night.
You know what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
You know what you're doing?
You know it.
Do you know what you're doing?
Come on, man.
And you, of course, know what you're freaking doing.
Oh, testify.
Let's go do it.
Let's come on, boys. Let's do it.
Oh, come on!
The following contest scheduled for one fall is an X Division qualifying match. Introducing first from Brooklyn, New York, Homicide.
Yes, look who's back. It's the former X Division champ, Homicide, 3 times World Tag Team Champion with his LAX partner, Hernandez. Homicide in the first of our 3 qualifiers. This features X Division stars of the past.
And his opponent from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Petey Williams.
Yes, past stars from the past, but hardly passe. Petey Williams, the master, the creator, the innovator of the Canadian Destroyer. A deadly finishing maneuver that has seen him many victories here at Impact Wrestling over the last 10 years.
And their opponent from Mumbai, India, Sanjay Dutt.
The 31-year-old, 13-year pro, Sanjay Dutt, who in my mind, in my opinion, is simply the best X Division wrestler. Never to hold the X Division championship. But a win tonight for Sanjay Dutt it would put him in Ultimate X. And that is 1 week from tonight with Chris Sabin cashing in the X Division title. We're going to crown a new X Division champ. We have the 3 qualifying matches tonight here at Destination X. And next week, we pay it off. A new champion crown with the return of Ultimate X.
And that brand new championship belt, Dixie Carter tweeted earlier today, will be on the line, will be hanging above the high wire. And an Impact Wrestling exclusive, a match you will see nowhere else, the high wire free-for-all known as Ultimate X.
Slingshot move by Homicide as we invite you to join TNA Wrestling for a look at the classic matches, most personal rivalries, the unforgettable moments as the past and the present collide. TNA Wrestling's one night only. TNA 10, the reunion. It's on pay-per-view. It premieres August the 2nd. For details, contact your cable or your satellite provider.
And look at Petey Williams. Look at the momentum. Look at how quickly these two go at it in the ring. No love lost. A big feud online between these two. On Twitter's Vine videos, you got to see it. These two.
What's behind that?
Oh, no love lost between these two. That's for sure.
Whoa. Sanjay with the Hurricane Rana on Homicide. And from the outside in, it's the Petey Williams shoulder block. Slingshot in, drops Sanjay on his head. Follow pin and no.
I mean, both men, we've seen some great, all 3 in fact, can think back to some very memorable Ultimate X matches. And look at this, what a combination. Petey Williams able to keep it in, and whether it's Sanjay, whether it's Petey Williams, whether it's Homicide, all 3 have experience in the Ultimate X. One man tonight will go on in that 3-way match next week as we crown a new champion.
And here's Homicide set up on top. You'll remember it was Sanjay Dutt, who tore his shoulder last year in an Ultimate X match at Destination X, and then he popped the shoulder back in. That's all about what this high-risk X Division is about. You know, when you compete like this and you turn it loose with no limits, you know you're going to have injuries.
And that was one of those things, too. He put that video online and it exploded. People just were fascinated by it, the fact that his shoulder popped out and he popped it back in mid-match. Fascinating stuff, and what a high tolerance for pain Sanjay Dutt has to have to be able to pull that off.
Gosh, anybody that competes in the X Division. As Homicide elevates and takes Williams over. Homicide drops Sanjay, the lateral press. Here's the cover, and no, just 2.
And although it's been a little while since we've seen Homicide, all 3 men not lost a step. I mean, all 3 at the top of their game right now. Any one of these 3 could be a great X Division champ.
Homicide, 2009, defeated Suicide to win the X Division title, eventually losing to Samoa Joe as Petey Williams slides in behind Sanjay, crotches him in the corner. Gonna go Gringo Killer here. Petey able to land on his feet. Stop it, block it. Gonna go Destroyer. No, Homicide takes him into the corner, but Petey puts on the brakes and then catches Homicide with the elbow. Oh, look at Sanjay.
Wow. Out of nowhere, grabbed him and just threw him right on his back, and now look at this. Oh, God!
The Gringo Killer dropped on his head. His Williams, Homicide the cover. Smart move by Sanjay because it's first pin or submission. Sanjay still in the match.
Wow. I mean, Petey Williams dropped right on the back of his head, and look at that, Sanjay able to position Homicide. And oh, look at this, from the top.
Oh, straight down, moonsault, double foot stomp, leg hook, pin, win.
Wow.
Your winner, Sanjay Dutt.
I mean, what an incredible series of hard-hitting, high-impact maneuvers that led to the end of this match. Look at Sanjay, pinpoint accuracy, drops both feet down right across the chest to Homicide, and with that win, he secures himself a spot in the Ultimate X next week as we crown a new champion.
You're right, next week it is Ultimate X. As at this point, let us check out the graphic. This is going to talk about next Thursday, and it illustrates how Sanjay Dutt has advanced to next week's Ultimate X. We'll find out later tonight who joins Sanjay in the title match.
And still to come, he's cashing it all in, putting all his chips out on the table. Chris Sabin goes for the big one, a shot at the World Heavyweight Champion, Bully Ray.
And we are back at Destination X. Kenny King, Chavo Guerrero Jr. They await the entrance of their opponent in this three-way X Division qualifier.
The falling contest scheduled for one fall is an X Division qualifying match. Introducing, this is Manic!
Third man in the qualifier, formerly known as Suicide, but JB, you'll recall, after Austin Aries was guilty of gimmick infringement, it was our general manager, Hulk Hogan, who renamed him Manic.
And with that, started a new era in this man's career, and an era that could begin with a shot at the world, or rather the X Division Championship in the Ultimate X. And we talk about the World Heavyweight title, and now that whole situation, the Plan C, the Option C has changed the game. And certainly now as these three fight for the X Division title, got to note that Chavo earlier told Hernandez, you know, a year from now, it could be you and I. It could be me with the X Division Championship. It could be you with the World Heavyweight title. Anything can happen in a year's time, and that's what makes Destination X such a special event.
Oh, and a drop kick by Kenny King. Chavo goes back first into the guardrail. Kenny turns his attention to Manic. Snaps off the suplex, goes right into the mountain, reigns in the rights.
Three very different competitors. Chavo obviously with the vast experience advantage. Manic, the great unknown, and Kenny King, we've seen him do some serious damage to opponents. He's a former X Division champion in his own right.
It's our Super Bowl, it's our World Series, all wrapped into one. It's Bound for Glory. It's live on pay-per-view as Manic goes with the submission attempt here on Kenny King. October the 20th, San Diego State University's Viejas Arena. Tickets on sale now. Get your Bound for Glory VIP weekend and travel packages. Shop TNA.com for all the details.
Chavo breaks that up. Now look at that. The move is still applied, and Manic applies a submission while pinning Chavo. And that's the kind of excitement these three-way matchups bring in the X Division.
Gonna find out who joins Sanjay Dutt as Manic is nailed with the Chavo Jr. dropkick. You know, in recent years, Chavo Guerrero Jr., known as a tag team specialist, TNA, WCW, WWE World Tag Team titles. But think back, a six-time cruiserweight champion, WCW, WWE for Chavo Jr., as he goes for the pin here and gets two on Kenny King. And, of course, that cruiserweight division, sort of the predecessor to the X Division.
In many ways, it was, Mike, and certainly Chavo, not just known as a successful tag team wrestler, a lot of success as a singles competitor. And the same applies here, whether teaming with Hernandez or out on his own. Chavo Guerrero has just as good a shot as anyone at becoming X Division champion next week.
Manic springs out of the corner, hits the cross body block on Kenny King, but now he's got to deal with Chavo. Oh, Manic elevated by Chavo right into a drop kick on Kenny King. The drop down, go for the pin, and get, no, just two. Another bit of business, brand new Impact Wrestling Series 10 action figures. They are available now. Shop TNA.com. It features stars like Kurt Angle, Miss Tessmacher, and Rob Terry. Get yours. Shop TNA.com right now.
Yeah, Miss Tessmacher's first action figure here in Impact Wrestling. Very cool to see. A lot of people will be picking that up, and obviously now we are in the midst of what was going to be a third suplex, and now it's applied to Kenny King.
Well, two amigos for Manic, 1 and 2 for Kenny King from Chavo Jr.
Paying a little respect to his tremendous heritage. The Guerrero family so proud, and rightfully so.
And Chavo could be one frog splash away from moving on to Ultimate X next week with the X Division title on the line. The all-important X Division championship, as Chris Sabin will tell you, doesn't get any more important than cashing in that title and challenging Bully Ray for the World Heavyweight title, which Sabin will do later tonight. Double knees in the back. Manic face first into the corner.
A little cause and effect there as now Kenny King as Manic is underneath. Wow. You heard it. Chavo felt it. Now Kenny King needs to capitalize on it.
Yeah, maybe a little premature celebration for Kenny King. Manic sneaks in from behind. Double underhook. Catches him with the knees. Follow cover and the win, and Manic moves on.
Your winner, Manic!
How big is that?
That's huge. Boom, what a win for Manic. We know there's two. There's one left as we head into the Ultimate X match next week here on Impact.
JB, you are dead on, because as we look at the graphic, now 2/3 of the puzzle is solved. Manic joins Sanjay Dutt. Who's going to fill that third spot in Ultimate X? We're going to find out later tonight.
Tonight is the reason why we put this family back together again. To get rid of Aces and Eights and to take out Bully Ray!
Is everyone ready to start part 1 of tonight's mission?
I'm ready to knock somebody out.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's gonna knock somebody out.
Main Event Mafia, they're ready to fight. Don't go anywhere. That's up next at Destination X on Impact Wrestling. And as we return to Destination X, it's still to come tonight. It's Bully Ray defending the World Championship against Chris Sabin. Now let's go up close and personal with the challenger.
The path has been treacherous and riddled with obstacles. Adversaries who would stop at nothing to see you fail. Injuries they thought had secured your end. Heartbreak has made you wiser. You've clawed and scraped your way to this moment. Triumph has made you stronger. The opportunity has arrived. But before you can stake your claim, one last obstacle looms. Everything you have endured will be tested tonight. Do you have what it takes to seize this moment?
Brother, we all know what you've been through. The injuries, the setbacks. I had no idea it was actually a setup for greatness. This is your time, brother. But I got one little piece of advice I also gave Bully. At the end of the night, just make sure they remember you. And bring the title home to TNA, brother.
Hulk, thank you.
It's your time.
Wow, nothing like advice and inspiration from the immortal Hulk Hogan, as the music tells us that the Main Event Mafia is here in Louisville.
Oh, they are here and well represented, and there you see the newest member, Traylon Mack and Rampage Jackson.
That's the heavy hitter.
That's the heavy hitter. Shane in tow, and you're talking about a newfound confidence with this ensemble.
For all of us here in TNA and Impact Wrestling, we have hope against Aces and Eights because of these gentlemen. Talking about Sting, Rampage Jackson, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, and Magnus.
Oh, Aces and Eights, we gave you fair warning. We told you that we were going to bring the fight to you, and I got to tell you, when I look at this family that we have assembled, we are custom made for this very night, because we're looking for you. This fight is going to be more brutal and more vicious than you could ever imagine. Aces and Eights, you brought chaos to this company.
You turned this company upside down, and for that, tonight the Mafia is coming after you. We're going to take the fight to you, Aces and Eights. Sting, Magnus, Samoa Joe, Rampage Jackson, and Kurt Angle. The greatest array of champions, fighters, and wrestlers ever to be assembled. And tonight, Aces and Eights, right now, we're gonna prove it.
Kurt Angle is ready. Sting is ready. Rampage Jackson is ready. Samoa Joe is ready. And Magnus is ready. Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, I think they're ready.
Are you ready? Well, all right then. Aces and Eights, come on down and face the family.
We're all sitting on ready. Come on, Aces and Eights.
Here. There we go. My eyes are up here, guys. Hey, did you think that we were just going to come running down to the ring at your beck and call? That's not how it works. We do things on our own time. We got to conserve energy tonight. We got a big celebration to attend after the show. You ready, guys? Are you ready? Ready. Come on. I'll tell you what. In fact, why don't you guys come back here? Huh? You're cordially invited. Come on. Come on, if you got it.
Ken. We're cordially invited back there where you're getting ready for your little party. You're probably sitting around having